Coach, whenever you're ready, if you want to start with opening statement, and we'll look for questions.
Yep, every time we step out on the floor, we're going to have to compete, we're going to have to fight, we're going to have to grow. You know, our inexperience shows up every time we hit adversity, and that's something we're going to have to learn to work through. Until we learn how to work through it, we're going to come up short, and that's pretty much what it is.
David?
Coach, if you would, describe what you saw there in that third quarter where you guys kind of lost a grasp of things.
Yeah, I mean, in halftime, we talked about how the first 3 minutes were going to be crucial because either we can continue to build on the lead or we're going to get smacked in the face. Got smacked in the face, and as soon as we did, our youth started to show, you know, pouting, just being really immature in our response. And so we have to learn how to fight through adverse moments. And, you know, that's what happened.
Coach, what can you say about the decision you made to not start Kira tonight?
It's just a coach's decision.
Chris?
Coach, tough game for Janetta. Went 2 for 11 from the field. Just talk about what Florida did to make things difficult for her today.
Nothing. She just missed shots. She was off. She allowed her offense to dictate her defensive efforts, so I couldn't keep her on the floor. She really hurt us from a defensive end. And, you know, that's just, she's going to have nights like that.
Jake?
Hey, Coach, once Shakira got in there in that second quarter, she seemed to kind of provide a spark down low, scored 8 points, but then they kind of kept her to 2 in the second half. What did you see maybe out of her or what Florida did to adjust to that?
Nothing. I mean, again, I just think, they went zone, and so didn't allow the one-on-one coverage. We just have to make better reads with that when they're going zone. And so maybe that bothered us a little bit because she couldn't make plays off of just, you know, what we were trying to do. And also we were letting them score, so we didn't get a lot of transition baskets. I think that hurt us tremendously. We weren't able to get out and transition and get some easy baskets. So we had to go and play against a zone defense for the majority of the time and just really made poor decisions throughout it.
David?
Coach, can you talk a little bit more about what you told them after this game and maybe where their mental state is right now?
I mean, they're kids, and this is their first time having to experience adversity, so I'm sure they don't like it, you know. But I just told them it's not going to change until they change. And honestly, right now, you know, with this group and how inexperienced and immature we are as just a unit, and I don't mean that in a bad way, that's just, we just are. I don't even talk to them about winning. I'm talking to them about, you know, learning how to fight and compete. These are just growing pains that we're going to have to go through as I consider this for me with this group, year one. You know, you look at Florida players, you know, Kiara Smith, just a really well-seasoned point guard, been there 3 years now. Lavender Briggs, same, you know, like these, they're not, they've been through it. Yeah, we're not going to play a young team. Like, we're the young team. And so we have to stop rearing our head and showing our youth in tough situations. And I just told them that has to change. You know, Maddie started being aggressive when Maddie wanted to be aggressive. Had Maddie been aggressive when we needed her to be aggressive, then that maybe the course of the game would be different. You know, Netta allowed her offense to dictate her defensive effort. You know, we took a couple bad shots. All things with youth and inexperience that we're just going to have to grow through. And that's just what it is.
Thanks, Joe.
Thank you.
Any further questions for Coach? All right, thanks, y'all.
All right, thanks.